Yo, where all my homies at? I don't know. I get too excited. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, should I start my stream at 5, or should I just wait? You know, wait till 5, or should I wait till 5, or should I do it now at 4:55 p.m.? Does it really matter? Someone texted me. Be gone with you. Should remember to do it. Do not disturb so it doesn't interrupt the stream. What's going on, my peeps? Who's gonna be the first one to comment? To chat? Your bro, your homie Darius is here, man. He's here to hang out. What's up? Authentic girl. What's going on? Welcome. Can you hear me okay? Is everything coming in okay, sound-wise? I changed mics so it's not as choppy or whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to do it every Sunday and Thursday, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I change it up. I also mentioned to some of my UK crowd that I'll occasionally try to throw in like an early stream, like in the morning. That way they can watch it, and then whoever's available in the Western side of the world or whatever, like in the U.S. Canada region, can still catch it if they're available in the morning. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, guys, we don't want no technical difficulties here, man. We just want it to be smooth sailing. And you shouldn't be getting any ads. I turned ads off for the live stream. And then I guess I'll just turn them back on for the actual recording if people want to go back and watch it. Just like, yeah. So what's going on, dudes? What's going on in your neck of the woods, people? Talk to me here. How's everything going with you guys? You guys have any questions? Anything been on your mind? Hold on, I want to see something here. I want to see what it looks like on my page when I actually have a stream that's going. It doesn't really show anything. I guess you have to go under the live tab to find it. Whatever. Oh, I guess we'll just wait for more people to show up since you 5 or 7 people that are here don't want to talk to me. You're like, Darius, we're done with you, bro. You have nothing worthy to contribute to the conversation, man. Not you guys, me. Darius, I don't want to hear you. I'm here watching you, but I don't want to hear you. So anyway, hi from Brazil. Hello, Rita. Welcome. It's amazing. It's like, I don't think it'll ever stop being amazing to me that someone on the other side of the planet can watch me while I'm here. I think that's like, we take these things for granted, guys. Technology, how it connects us now. And it's dramatically changed over the past, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, but even like since the inception of the internet and like TV and radio and all of these things, we lived as a species for thousands of years without having even the most basic technology today that we take for granted. We're so interconnected. There's so many more of us, right? Like the human population has had like this exponential growth in like the 1900s into the 2000s. And we're like in an entirely different place. Life was very different back then, guys. Life was very, very different. There wasn't as much stuff going on. There wasn't as much turmoil, external. I mean, like, yeah, you had like your wars and stuff like that, but like your average person, they just toiled away at work. They, or serfs or like, whatever. like artisans, like some kind of, blacksmith or whatever. They worked and they like raised their family as best as they could. And then they had like their local religion, and that's pretty much what they believed. And then occasionally someone would pop off and like get some kind of download or awakening, and they'd be like, "Hey guys, I got some stuff to share. It's super important that you guys listen." They're like, "Oh, okay, tell us about it." And then they're like listening. Oh wow. Oh, you're speaking so truthfully and authentically. Wow. Where's this coming from? I don't know. I don't know. It's just coming through me, I guess. Yeah. You've been getting into long distance walking. No pain, no. Good for you, Rob. Yeah, man. Walking is important. It's like you don't even have to run or do all kinds of crazy stuff, guy. But like guys, the thing with the running and like the other intense exercise is that like it gets your heart rate going, and you can accomplish more physical activity and more stress on the body faster. Like walking, if you have like an hour to kill, go for like an hour walk. But if you want to get the same thing done in like 10 or 15 minutes, then you should just run if your joints allow for it. I'm too heavy right now, so I can't really like I can go running and stuff, but it's just not as comfortable as walking. I'd rather walk for like an hour or two if I'm doing that as like a modality of exercise. Walking's the best. We're meant to walk. We're meant to walk long distances. Like there's books about this stuff, man. We're also meant to run. There's this like book called Born to Run that I read when it came out, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago or whatever, where it talks about like how different tribes and different like locales of people like just like adopted running as a lifestyle, and it's all very fascinating. Oh, there's 12 people here. The 12 disciples. Ooh, Darius is starting a cult. Guys, get out while you can. Oh, Darius, you're one of them charismatic leaders, are you? You're going to suck us all into a cult. Oh, oh no. And that's the thing. I always found it funny how cult became like this derogatory term because people don't truly understand. It's like it's like any word, like the word ignorant, for example, right? Like you hear somebody like, "Oh, you're ignorant," like you hear something like that, and it automatically has this negative connotation. But the word ignorant means not knowing, and a cult simply means it's a following. And then oftentimes it's like a ritualistic kind of religious following. They had cults back in the ancient times, guys, and like during the ancient Greeks and Romans, they had cults that they would follow and like perform ritualistic and sacrificial stuff to these deities that they believed in. And it was an aspect of the divine. Like the 12 gods are just as powerful as any religion or mythology, man. That's all it is. You can, like I've said, I said Odin specifically, right? Like you can find religion, your truth through Odin, just like you can through Jesus. Applies to Poseidon or Apollo or Zeus, or Jupiter, whatever fucking name you want to. And like the Indians have like thousands of gods too. Like they're all just different aspects and archetypal energies, archetypes of the same thing. And God doesn't care. Everyone thinks that like God, we have to pray to God in a certain specific way, and that's not how it is, man. It's meant to be free and flowing. If God wanted to put a cap on like, a limit on how we worship and, give thanks and do all these things, then he wouldn't allow us to think new thoughts and think and create new beliefs and all kinds of stuff. We're always growing and evolving. People get too locked up and it becomes a dogma, like I say, and it becomes entrenched. And then you box yourself in, and it's all through the mind. No, I don't, Maxwell. I don't use ChatGPT. I use it to create some or most of my uh, descriptions, just because I'm too lazy. I'll just put like 5 or 6 bullet points, and then it just spits out this like whole like, ew, super super cool sounding, but whatever. Sometimes I just like type whatever in 3 sentences, and it's enough for me. Hey Vic, what's up? Thank you very very much for your kind words. What's up, Oscar? Thank you, man. Maxwell, thanks for being here. Rob Miller, you're 62. Yeah, man. It's all right. None of us are getting any younger. That's the beauty of this. But you are growing, and you got the wisdom, hopefully, by now. You got some experience, right? God, how much of a dumbass was I in my teens and 20s? I thought I knew. I thought I knew so much stuff, and I didn't know shit. I'd go around like, hey man, and I was a very charismatic kid. Like I was like I could get your attention and talk to you and like keep your attention. People would love that, you know. But like it was too. Sometimes I was way too off the handle, and I had this like obsessive compulsive need to share stuff. Like what I was saying was just so important, you know. And it is important. The message of truth is important, guys. But I can't cram it down your throat. I can't like stop you in the street and say, "Hey, man, I have something to say," and like I'm gonna grab your attention and just derail your whole day because Darius is just so, you know, you do it on your own time, and you're gonna be more in a receptive place to like want to sit and listen if you're searching for it on some level. And sometimes you're not even consciously searching it; you just kind of like subconsciously are just like, "Oh, something, I don't know, I gotta something," and then you see it and you're like, "That's the something." Whoa, that's that fucking something, and you like chase after it. You know, you're like, "Yes." Yes, I found it. And some people like comments. It's kind of what's been happening in my videos. They're like, "Wow, Darius, like, thank you for putting words to this stuff. That's like what my gift is, so I have to do it. I have to. I don't have a choice. We need grace. Yeah, man. I like saying God's grace takes a shit on you. it just it just comes. It's like the diarrhea of grace. It has come on you. You know. It's just gonna fall on you. There's no rhyme or reason for grace. The grace itself in the physical manifested is a miracle. That's what grace is. Return to freedom. You're just saying hi and then you're out. Like, is that it? You're just gonna say hi and then you're gonna dip out. You know, I turned off my ads for this video because you mentioned about all the ads and stuff. I'm not gonna turn them off, obviously, on all of my other stuff. But I remember in my first video, people were like, "Oh my god, I'm getting ads," and I didn't realize that ads were turned on. So for the live stream, like I said, I'm saying this again. I already mentioned this. Just for the live streams, I'll turn them off, and then I'll go back in and turn on the monetization of the live stream for people that are watching the recording, just like they're watching any of my other videos. So I'm not making any money off this, guys, right now. Hook a brother up if you guys feel like donating. Shameless plug. Oh my god, Darius. Oh my god, what have you resorted to? Oh. And if you do decide to donate, you don't have to, obviously, but if you do, you can do it through PayPal. The PayPal link in the description, that's going to get more money to me than through YouTube. But if you want to super chat, you're more than welcome to as well. What is the best way to support someone close to you that is very attached to their victim story, wants to reject any comfort or advice that might help them? Well, first of all, they have, like, I was just talking about this, right? Just like two minutes ago, where you can't cram it down their throat. You can't stop and say, "Hey, I have something important to share with you, and I want you to listen, and this is for your own good." Nobody gives a fuck. They're too busy lost in their lives. They're not going to be in an open place. And then what you're going to do is further solidify whatever dogmatic ideas and beliefs they have, and they're just it's like this wall that they're creating. You know, this resistant. You know what I mean? So, how can you put it in a more receptive kind of a way? How can you just embody it? So when I switch off the camera and I'm going, like I said, and living my life, guys, I'm just me, and people notice it. And even if me just temporarily uplifting them by my presence, my energy is always pumping out of me, man. It's to the stars. Okay, like you guys are always with this love. You're just disconnected from it. And so if I only grace you with my presence for 1 minute, for 1 second, that I create a tiny little portal. Like there's a portal all around me. It's just flowing in and out of me. And I'm just interacting with all of it. And that one little thing, whether you know it or not, consciously, it is a seed that is being planted just by my very existence. I know it sounds very egotistical to think that way, but it's true. Because when I'm outside, I see people noticing my energy without them realizing that they're noticing it. They're not sure where it's coming from, but they're like kind of looking around and kind of trying to see it. But because they're so in the darkness, that darkness can't really see the light. They're like, "Oh, the light's around here somewhere and I'm sensing it, but I don't really know where it is." And it's just like it's in a physical form in front of you. So if you want to help them, be yourself and just be there for them as a friend. And if they really want advice, you ask them, "Hey man, like right now you're trauma dumping on me, you're fear dumping on me. Do you want advice right now, or do you want me to just listen?" And if they actually genuinely want advice, and say, hey man, go watch Darius on YouTube. Another shameless plug, you know. No, but seriously, point them to one of my videos that resonated with you, and then maybe, like, you know what I mean, maybe I can be that spokesperson to get them to wake up to whatever, man. I mean, like, that's guys, that's my gift, is to be able to put this stuff in a way that people understand it, because all of this religious scripture shit that everyone's reading, it's so detached from like any normality. And that's why it's like people are quoting Bible verses in my chat and my comments, and it's like, bro, do you have any fucking idea what you're saying even? What I do is I distill it into like a modernized way of for us to relate to it. That's all it is. No, I'm here. Just didn't know what else to comment except a hi. Okay. Okay. Okay, girl. When did you start meditating? I've been meditating for a long time, but I didn't start meditating hardcore like I should have been. And there's no such thing as should, right? Because it's like I did it when I did, when it was meant to come in. Before I went on my road trip, so to 2023, I'd say I started meditating more and more and more. And then all of last year, most of it, I would spend hours and hours daily, if not daily, at least like 5 or 6 times a week. It was like really intense, the amount of meditation that I was doing. And it was, and like I said, and if you guys have seen all of my videos, I mean, some of you guys, there's this like, it doesn't have to only be meditation. I was in and out. I was praying while meditating, and I was contemplating, and I was just tapping into the stillness and whatever wanted to come up and be discussed or noticed on this platform. And I'm like, it's just me bouncing ideas off of God, or me noticing certain blind spots, or just reveling in the stillness. And it's like, oh, bubbling up, and it's very peaceful and still and warm and light and fuzzy and nice. And you want to stay there. And the more you do it, the further entrenched you get into it, and the further rooted you get into it. And then now something snaps, and now you're like, oh, I guess I'll just carry this around with me wherever I go, and you're just it now. So I'm not sitting here actively needing to meditate and pray. It's like my life becomes the prayer. My life becomes the meditation, like I said in my past videos. I feel like I can do better. I'm currently working fast food, but options seem sparse these days. Yeah, Oscar, sometimes it might take a leap of faith. Maybe you need to move cities. Maybe I know it's scary to leave. Like, I've been a nomad my whole life. I've lived in so many different U.S. cities. I had to get around. If you need to stay there, first you have to start believing that like this better job can come in for you. And then you start looking for it. Get your ass out there and start looking, physically and also online. Most of it's online nowadays, but even physically, keep an eye out for stuff. Talk to people, network as much as you can. And then if it's meant to come in, it's meant to, but don't force it. Because now you're forcing too hard, and then like because you're forcing so hard, now you're disappointed that it's not working out. You're like, oh my God, I'm putting so much effort into finding this new job, and I just can't find it. It's like just like there's like a balance there, guys, right? Try, but don't try too hard, where you fucking get stressed out over shit. No, that sucks, man. Don't be in that place. Ease, grace, let it flow in. But where I'm placing my focus, where I'm placing my attention, that's where I'm naturally drawn to. That's where I'm going to go. And God's pointing those signs out for me. And the more I become still and the more I notice, the more obvious the signs are. You can do it, man. If you need to, if you really, really, really want to, pray for it and it'll come. I don't know when. Nobody knows when. That's the beauty of it. If it was meant to come all instantly, then we all just wouldn't exist. Everything would be instant. Everything would be instant, guys. Everything that like manifests on the physical, it would just be super condensed, like before the Big Bang. Just be all happening at once, no time, no nothing. So it's like there's no like there has to be a delay because the physical is delayed. So when you burst through the walls of the physicality, now you've performed the miracle. It shows up in front of you in the real time, and you're like, oh, normally it doesn't happen that way. Hallelujah, Lord. Thanks for bringing me this miracle. I like that. I like you, MEQN, Mequin. Vic Flair, do you get stared at a lot out and about? Yeah, because I'm a fat ass. Like, how did you get so fat? They're judging me, and I feel so shameful. Don't show my face to the world. Do I get stared at a lot? If I want to be invisible, I can be invisible. I'm like a ninja. If I want to exist in the shadows, I can. I can turn it off and on however I want to. That's the power that I've entered into. It sounds delusional, I know. Darkness can't see the light. When you guys really grasp that, you can use that to manifest and manipulate the physical world how you see fit. It is possible. Hi Darius, love your channel. Love that your humor makes me laugh. Thank you, Sandy. I've been a slow learner until this past year. Now it's been kind of crazy, a lot of ups. Yeah, it's going to bring a lot of turmoil. It's going to bring a lot of turmoil, guys. It has to, because the disassociation, the detachment, the unraveling, the losing of the steam of the mind, it's going to put up a bit of a fight, the ego. It's ultimately always scared. It's like I don't really want to go into this unknown place all the time, which is where your true liberation and freedom is. It's like the most oh, I love this, you know? It's just like, oh, I just want to dance all the time. I just want to like sink my teeth into life. And your ego is always like, no, no, no. Like every step of the fucking way, it's like, no, no. Just like one fucking barrier in front of the other constantly. No, let go of it. Darius, I want to have the same freedom that you do. I want to be where you're at, bro. You're really cool, you know? And it's like, okay, how do I do that? Oh, okay. How do you think, guys? Am I going to say it again? But I don't want to do that. Okay, well, tough shit then. Tough. Peace. Peace out. It was nice knowing you. That's the message. The meditation and the prayer and the contemplation. That's the message. And you're like, I ain't going to do it. That's why Yogananda, I keep going back to Yogananda. That's why Yogananda was blue in the face saying meditation, meditate to the exclusion of everything else. Why? Because then you don't have to do all the detours, guys. Then you don't have to do all the side shit that you think is super important. All these little things that you think are like, oh, this will get me closer to the truth. No, you don't need any of that stuff, man. You can go that way, but it's not going to accelerate your growth as quickly. You guys, if it was me and I was redoing this again and I wasn't awakened yet, okay? And I'm like, I don't want to endure another moment of suffering. I want the least amount of suffering. Okay, then sit down and meditate every fucking day. Go be Buddha and go say, I'm not going to get up from this tree and I'm going to sit down and meditate until I wake up. That's the kind of mentality you have to have. That's the kind of urgency, devotion, sincerity. It is literally clawing out of you inside how desperate you want that union. And then now you go and you do it. Because people are half-assing this shit. I kind of want it. It sounds really cool, Darius, but I don't really want to do the work. Okay. Well, I can't help you then. You guys want to hang out with me? Like, you guys, eventually I'm not going to be on the channel anymore. I'm going to be out and about doing stuff. And you guys are going to want to interact with me. You're going to probably want to come and be around me. And when you're around me, my physical beingness with you will just accelerate you by default. That's how it happens. That's why people would go to these ashrams and they're just like sitting kind of lazily around, hanging out with the guru while he's just sitting there in meditation and peace, and they're just like soaking it all up in. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like I keep saying, it's the portal that they suck you through. And I honestly kind of don't want to do that because I don't want it to turn into the cult. I don't want it to turn into this negative stigma. I don't want to have this massive following. I don't. I honestly would probably just keep it this way and just like stay in the periphery. And if you guys want the message, you want the message, cool. But then you gotta do the work yourself. It's like, if I'm in front of you, I can cleanse you, right? I can kind of cleanse you of your karma, and it's like, and then you're healed, and it's like, but then it's still up to you after that. So you can't just like you're cleansed, you're purified in the moment, and then now you go back to living the same way. And you're doing the sinning and you're doing the suffering all over again, and then you're building up the karma again, and then you're back in the same place you were, a year before, where you were just cleansed. Do you see what I'm saying? It has no true power, no staying power, unless you continue from that point on. That's why they're saying repent. Repent, like genuinely repent. And I'm going to baptize you, and from this moment forward, you're born again, whatever that means. They weren't saying born again, but they were implying it. That from this moment on, I'm really going to do my best to do the good, to align myself with the good as much as possible, to purify myself from within. Thank you, MEQN 100. Very easy to understand. Good. That's what I'm going for. Man, I really recognize your help and love for me and yourself. Thank you, Yusuf. I appreciate it. Donnie. There's Donnie. Donnie from the Netherlands. I remember you because I was giving you shit. I'm like, isn't it past your bedtime, Donnie? Are you a fucking night owl or what, bro? Am I familiar with the Heyoka concept? No. Sandy Creek. I might have come across it, but it didn't register enough on the radar for me to actually like internalize it. It's all good though. Losing lots of fear. Good, Sandy. Sven. No, not yet, but tomorrow. Mine's favorite game. Yeah. Keep putting it off, man. Keep procrastinating. It's all good. It'll happen. I'm very familiar with the procrastinating, guys. Tomorrow. I'll start my diet tomorrow. It's like that Saturday Night Live skit with Chris Farley. It's like diet starts Monday, you know, where they're like the Gap girls. It's like a David Spade, and oh my god, if you guys haven't seen it, go Google it on YouTube. It's like the funniest shit. And they're like eating the fries. It's so fucking funny. I know, Donnie. I know you are. That's why. I mean, Donnie. I know you're a night owl, bro. I vibe with you, man. Like I used to be there too. I can't do it like I used to, but I. What's the wildest, most unbelievable thing you experienced when you were awakened? Guys, I've had so many miraculous shit happen in my life. It would take too long. What's the most wild and unbelievable thing? Honestly, like I don't want to share that stuff. I don't. It's for like my closest friends and like closest people, and it's like if I start telling you guys the stuff that's happened in my life, you guys will never believe it. I already mentioned one before where like I've spoken with the devil and demons and stuff and like literally possessed people. So like let's call it that. Yeah. Sound is kind of shit. Sunday was perfect though. Is the sound really that bad, guys? I need all of you guys to like tell me, is the sound bad? You can't hear me clearly? What's wrong? Because I can return the mic and get another one. But I need to know. There's 20 of you here. I need at least a couple of responses. Please help me. Help me. I'm meditating and would also recommend it, either nature or stargazing. Yeah, man. It's echoey? Okay. It's fine on my end. We can hear you. It's kind of low quality sound. Okay. I'll try and get a better mic then. Sound is just fine. You guys, if you guys are going to contradict each other, then I'm just going to stick with the same mic. Is it like Maxwell? Is it unbearably bad, or is it like it's okay? Because this is the thing, guys. Before I was using this same mic that I use on my videos. Okay, it's portable. But what happens is like when I was wearing it last time, it's like cutting in and it's like clipping and it's like it's like doing this weird thing. So it's like, would you rather have this where it does that occasionally, but the sound sounds nicer, or would you rather have this mic that like is a little bit echoey, but it's not going to have that like ticking noise? That shit was triggering me so hard when I was rewatching the video. So anyway, but no, guys, like honestly, like I would like a higher quality production if possible. So like if I can find a decent mic, I'll try to do that. Every stream, I'm going to try a new mic out, and it's like, have we got it yet, guys? Does this work yet, or what? You know, I think the camera is decent. It's fine. Okay. How to have more dominion over your environment? You must find the balance between your environment. There's no like, because it's like when I hear dominion, I think of like dominating. I mean, it's like, but it doesn't mean the same thing, obviously. But it's like we are stewards, guys. Like we need to live like the Native Americans lived, in balance. If you kill the freaking deer, you consume the whole fucking deer and you use it. We're so wasteful today. And honestly, if I go down this like talk, I'm gonna get really fucking mad and triggered, and like the passion and the vengeance of the truth will fucking come through me, and I'll start fucking like poltergeist shit will start happening, guys. Okay? Because it enrages me. The shit that we're doing. Fucking so detached with the ultra consumerist, ultra materialist nonsense. I need to get on the notifications. I keep missing these live streams. Anyhow, you're an inspiration, Darius. Thank you, Michael. Michael Wyman. Michael sent me an email and he was worried that because I'm a felon, I'm gonna con you out, guys. But it's okay, Michael. I forgive you. Sorry for outing you, but you deserve it. Haha. Guys, I'm a felon. Oh no, don't listen to Darius. I'm the equivalent of Donald Trump and his felonies, right? It's okay. I should. I know what. That's actually a good story. Is like how my felony happened and what led up to it and like the whole experience. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Would you guys be interested in hearing that? Bye, Sandy. Thanks for stopping in. What's up, ineffable? Ineffable one. You're putting an extra O in my name, just so you know. All right. This is just the sound stuff. Focus on the message. Sound is fine. It's okay. Not unbearably bad at all. I'm at work and keep having to mute this. Now I have FOMO. Michael, you can just watch the video, man, later. It's gonna. I have the recording, and it also has the live chat replay. But what I noticed was that it doesn't have the live chat replay immediately. So I think it takes like 12 to 24 hours for the live chat replay to upload to the video. So if you guys want to like follow along in the chat, you'll have to wait like a little bit before you get that full whatever. Sounds like you're on the phone with us. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll take it. Yeah, man. Darius without the O. Darius. When I was born, my father named me Darius. Darius. So Darius is the Americanized, anglicized, whatever you want to call it, wording of Darius, which is Persian, named after King Darius from like 500 BC. And there's a lot of Dariuses. In America, there's like a lot of black people named Darius. In Poland and like other like Slavic countries, Darius is a very common name, like Lithuania and stuff like that. I do not remember being born, Vic. No, I do not. Why would you want to remember being born, man? That'd probably be so traumatic. People fondling you and touching you, and you're like trying to get your breath, and you're crying, and you're terrified, and you're just like this little spaz, this little baby, spawned into this hell where we're all here, comforting each other through it. It's like it'll be okay. Come here, let me give you a hug. It'll be okay. Death might be around the corner for any of us, but it's okay, man. We're gonna make the best of it, guys. Oh man, everyone's terrified. Everyone's terrified all the time, and they don't even know how terrified they are. And that's kind of why it bothers me, the state where we're at with like mental illness and psychiatry and like them trying to therapize and give meds for all these illnesses. They don't have no clue, guys. They don't know the root. You're never going to touch into the root of your problem and heal yourself unless you go down the spiritual path. That's where the answer lies. It's like if you guys listen, guys. If you guys know anyone that's suicidally depressed or anxious, like paralyzing anxiety, if you know anybody, share my channel with them and tell them to watch most of my videos. If they really want to get rid of this naturally and do some work and wake up to their own true power and stillness. It's not a way to live, to be depressed and hate your fucking life, hate your very existence, and always be afraid of what may lie around this corner. Anxious to fucking hell that is so paralyzing you get nothing but these debilitating panic attacks. You know how many people are anxious and depressed out there, guys? It's the epidemic. Just like obesity is the epidemic, and we're like maybe learning a little bit about it. Now the next wave is the depression and the loneliness and the fucking anxiety. And it's exacerbated by this social media and this constant judging and this constant comparison to this like illusory figment of people's imagination of what their life should or shouldn't be. And no one truly understands the fundamentals of these things. It's okay. Like some people, they got to go through that shit, right? Like that's why I keep saying you got to go through the suffering to wake up sometimes, right? But people like me, other spiritualists, that understand this stuff and actually have like a pure message, and they're not just like manifest $1,000, manifest $100,000. You know, like they think they're kind of spiritual, but it's all about manifesting this like dream life. No, man. You can have your dream life without having the $100,000, the $1,000,000, guys. You can have your dream life with very little, and then now people take on an importance. How full your life is determined by the relationships that you have and the good deeds that you do and how you carry yourself out in the world. And you're not deriving your sense of self from all these possessions that are ultimately bullshit. I don't need a fancy car. My Toyota Prius is perfect. It's a nice little car. I love it. Good gas mileage, cute little car, very roomy. Like, what more do I want? Do I need to have like a Lexus or like a fucking Mercedes to like project this insecurity of this like egoic little bullshit? Hey, what car do you drive? Oh, you just don't make enough money for me. Sorry, I could never date you, Darius, because you're just so poor. Look at this Prius that you're driving. Fuck off, bitch. It's like, get on my level, guys. Fuck off, please. You got to live up to your name, bro. The living myth. Yeah, man. It's a strong name. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with every aspect of what I am. What do I think of weed? Maxwell, you probably smoke too much weed if you're even asking that question. I can already tell where you're at, bro. Weed is a psychedelic force. I mean, it's not as intense as like LSD or mushrooms or like peyote or some shit, mescaline, whatever, but it can take you to another dimension. And what happens is like people, a lot of I used to get really paranoid from it because it heightens the fear, like amplifies that state of being that you already are. And what happens with weed very often for people is like it like temporarily removes some of these layers, and you very more acutely notice your internal self, and it becomes a little too much because you're so not used to it. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. You guys want to go laugh, have a good time, get some munchies, shoot the shit. But what happens with people that smoke weed is it becomes their medicine. It becomes their way of life. It becomes like they just have to, they can't imagine their lives without taking weed every day. And now you've crossed over into an addiction, and you've crossed over into like an unhealthy relationship with it. It's okay to do it once in a while for fun. But if you find yourself needing it all the time, every day, it's like any other drug. It's like any other crutch. Because the goal, guys, I don't need drugs, guys. I'm high on life. I swear to God. There's been times, like, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's been times where I would be hanging out with people that were on meth or crack or coke or whatever, and I was just naturally so high on life. They thought I was high, but I wasn't even high. I was just awakened and like full of love and bliss, and I was just ready to party. Like, I don't have the same inhibitions I used to have, guys. If I go to a party, I'm gonna have a good time. Do you see what I mean? I'm not like, I gotta drink the alcohol and I gotta like do this and do that to be myself and like to let go. You know, like you gotta get 5 drinks in before you can really start like letting yourself loose. No. Always loose, Darius. Always loose. Always flowing. Doesn't give a fuck what you think, how you're gonna judge me. So I'm just me. And then it's that much more liberating and freeing. And ironically, that much more charming and charismatic and magnetic. And then people are like, oh, wow, pretty cool person to be around. Not that I'm like some, you guys all have this. You're not any better or worse than me. You guys can have the same fun attitude. It's just a certain specific disposition that you take on. Do you have any favorite spiritual teachers, gurus that resonate with you? Yeah, man, lots, Vic. For meditation specifically, Yogananda. Like he really pointed me towards you gotta meditate. I mean, all of Yogananda's stuff is really good, but that's what I took from him. The conditioned self, the layers of the mind, Krishnamurti and Eckhart. But Eckhart is more of like an overall. He's like an all-encompassing thing. He's just like the spiritual truth. And so he's gonna obviously talk about the different aspects the way I do in my like one video is dedicated to like the layers of your mind, and the other video is dedicated to your authenticity, and the other video is dedicated to your power, and it's like, and they're all little slices of the same truthful spiritual awakened path. um Yeah, Melanie, you missed so much. I don't know if you're gonna be able to make up for it, hon. Sorry. Sorry, Melanie. You're gonna have to go back and watch the first 40 minutes. Maybe skip the first 5 minutes where I'm just like, not talking a lot, but it's okay. Oh, you're a bad girl. You're not bad. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. It's like the pet, You're like, oh, he's such a good boy. The dogs upstairs that my aunt and my uncle have. You're such a good boy. You're the goodest boy. You're the goodest little boy, Mickey. I love you so much. And he's like this just pure little soul looking up at you. Those eyes are just like, they're just love, and they don't know anything else. It's just like they're made that way, and they're so perfect. How could you hurt an animal? And then we cross over this threshold. It's like, well, how can you hurt a human? Same thing applies there. Some people like they compartmentalize like their afflictions. They're like, oh, how could you like people that are like so all about the animals? How could you hurt the animals? Animal rights, right? But who gives a fuck about people? It's like, hypocrite much? Are we aware of our blind spots or not? Yeah, it applies to all life. Mm-mm. Favorite spiritual teachers. So Eckhart, Krishnamurti, Yogananda, the Buddha, Jesus. Jesus is number one. I frame so much of my teachings and I adopt so much of my personality and my way of being from Jesus, the fiery motherfucker that he was. You guys ever wonder what Jesus was like in real life? I'm kind of close to it. Doesn't give a fuck. He is number one to me. Always. I am on his timeline. I'm inseparable from it. I was made that way. I was meant to see life through the lens of how Jesus sees. It's really bizarre. I don't know how to explain it. The Buddha, Lao Tzu, Babaji, and then like through the whole. It's not just like Yogananda. It's like all of that lineage, Kriya Yoga. There's a lot there. Um, who else was I reading? It'll come to me. I'll mention it at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, those are like probably the 5, 6 biggest. Darius, I hope you're still swearing it's authentic. Yay, Melanie. Melanie, we're gonna go have a beer and I'm gonna like swear in front of you and you'll be like, yes, and like high five every time Darius swears. Like, you know how people put like in the tipping jar? Every time you swear, you have to put money in. It's like, no, every time Darius swears, we all put money. Like, we all donate money to Darius every time he swears, It's like the opposite. Um, People often drink to kill the nagging voice that never stops whispering. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. But doesn't that apply to any addiction, guys? If you think about it, like drinking is like a very powerful way to numb yourself, right? You literally become numb. You're just like, you just like keel over and, you know. Oh man, it can be anything. It can be anything. People go like you overwork yourself to death. You're like, I can't face my life outside of work. There's too much shit. I'm just gonna dive balls deep into like work as much as possible and try and like ignore, you know, the suffering. And ironically, like you're still suffering through your work. It's like you're amplifying your suffering without realizing it. Hey Susan, what's up, girlfriend? I feel very neurodivergent all the time. Yay. I don't know if you're saying yay to the neurodivergent comment or what, but it's okay. I'll split them. We buy you a beer every time. Yeah, exactly. You know how drunk I would get, guys? I don't have much of a tolerance for anything. Good to see you too, Sue. Thank you. Yay to getting a beer. Yeah, man. How can you drink, Jesus? How can you drink wine and hang out with sinners, Jesus? God, how stupid were they? Think about it, guys. How retarded and stupid were they? The fucking Pharisees and the scribes, they were all just like so butthurt all the time by Jesus, man. They were fucking triggered so hard by him. They're like, bro, you can't be saying these things. It contradicts the very teachings of the law, the Moses law. Come on, man. And the law that Moses passed down wasn't even like all the thousands of laws that spawned into like Jesus' time. They weren't even around for all that time, guys. They just started making them up as they went along and kept adding law after law after law, just arbitrary shit. You can't eat on this day like this way. You can't like do this. That's why like one of my favorite things was they're like, Jesus, you can't do this. It's the Sabbath. And there's like this guy with like the withered hand. He's like a gimp or something, right? He's just kind of eh. And he's like, so who has authority here? God that's gonna do this miracle through me? It's like what he's about to say. Or you guys who are telling me that I can't do this. Because if God allows this miracle to happen right now, whose authority? Like, you see what I'm saying? And he's like, and so the Son of Man has authority, right? And he's like, hold out your fucking hand. And the dude, it's like sticks his hand out, and he's made whole. And they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? And he's like, you see? Do you get it? Do you get that you put yourself in the box with these fucking rules? He's like, I'm here to shatter all of that fucking shit. Go fuck yourselves. You know how powerful that was? How transformative that was? How liberating. It's such a powerful message that it transcends time. It's made it to us. And this kind of fucked up message, but if you're aware enough, if you have eyes and if you have the ears, you can read through it and see the authenticity and the truth behind what he's saying. That's why I'm saying don't pay attention to Paul's stuff so much. Pay attention just to Jesus' stuff. And then go and read the Gospel of Thomas, because there's a lot of his sayings in there too. And that'll get you so fucking close if you're aware. Do I practice yoga asanas? I actually was talking about this in one of my videos where I was like, oh, you do yoga? What do you do? Tell me about it. Downer facing dog. It's like, you know, where we've taken yoga and how it's very only associated with asanas. And that's not the true yoga. It's a portion of it. It's not even the most important part. The most important part is the spiritual aspect of it. That's why there's so many different types of yoga. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, right? Like I can name, I don't know. There's so many different ones. And they're all just one slice of the pie of spirituality. Wisdom yoga, action yoga. There's just different words for different things. And then asanas is just like you're purifying your vessel, you're keeping yourself fit and healthy. It's like any exercise, man. You don't even have to do yoga. You can go fucking do burpees. You can go lift some weights and like run. You can whatever keeps you fit, that you have a predisposition for, that you enjoy. But yoga's good. Yoga's fine. I forgive you, Michael. I got your email. Thanks, brother. Guys, don't ever think that I hold any grudge against you ever. Any. I love you all. Even if I call you out on some shit, even if I say something and it triggers you, don't ever think that I don't like you, I hate you. Don't ever think that. It's always coming from a place of love to get you guys to that place where you understand. So do I practice yoga asanas? I'm kind of too fat to like do that stuff. I could try it, but it's not really comfy. I try to walk right now where I'm at, and I eventually might decide to go back to doing yoga asanas. But the yoga that I do is I don't need to do it because I am in union, which is what yoga is. I'm there. So there's really no trying anymore for me, like I've said 1,000 times. JJ, what's up, girl? Melanie, Susan, the internet reloaded. All right. They didn't get it back then. You know what, guys? They don't get it now. There's always going to be resistance to the message because it's entirely dependent on where the people are, you know? So it's like, that's why everyone's like, at the beginning of the channel when it was starting to take off, everyone's like, Darius, you can't be this way. A spiritualist isn't this way. And it's like, you guys just don't get it. And there's nothing I'm going to be able to do or say that's going to convince them otherwise. If Jesus in front of the Pharisees and scribes is literally performing miracles, and the power of the Lord is literally being channeled in him in that moment to create this awe-inspiring thing, and even that doesn't have any pull in transforming them and them realizing the authenticity of the message he was speaking, there's nothing that's going to... If I were to come and like heal you, and then you still don't believe that like what's flowing through me is the power of the Holy Spirit, whatever the fuck you want to label it, then there's nothing's going to change your mind or your belief. This is not going to work. I'm reading the Bible for the first time ever and taking it all. Yeah. 10% truth, man, if that. There's so much deranged shit, especially in the Old Testament. So much misogyny, homophobia, death, just killing for fun. Like, let's just take over shit. And then that whole energy flowed into Islam as well, where they're just like conquering, and then like crusades, and then like we gotta conquer Jerusalem because goddamn these fucking Muslims, like, oh no, only the Christians are right. It's like fucking delusional, all of it. They're all insane. They're all insane. I actually was just watching the Kingdom of Heaven, the movie with Orlando Bloom. Fucking great movie. I love movies like that, man. That like little snapshots into time, but especially because it's about like Christianity in a way, middle-aged Christianity. Great fucking movie if you guys haven't seen it, man. It's amazing. It'll make you think. Thank you, Melanie. I think the best way to live life is to focus on the material things first, such as sex, money, status, then focus on the spiritual stuff later. You have it backwards, buddy. You have it backwards. If you focus on the spiritual stuff, your physical stuff will be taken care of, no matter how disastrous of a life you think you're living. You're going to accelerate your growth, and then you will truly step into your abundance. This law of attraction, law of assumption bullshit pointing you to. You are it already. All you're doing with law of attraction and manifestation techniques is like limiting yourself to that one little thing. You think you're like, I got to do it this way. No, man. No, it's going to come in. God already knows what you need. God already knows what's in store for you. And that's why everyone that's trying to do these things, they're just so disenfranchised. They're so disappointed that their manifestations aren't coming in. They don't get it. You have to go through stuff, guys. Not everyone's just going to be handed the silver spoon of abundance for everyone to have everything that they fucking possibly could need. It doesn't work that way. How are you going to grow if you don't go through some trouble? Talk about when you realized you were finally seeing through the veil. When I first, so I've had many awakenings, guys. I've mentioned this. I've had like 5 or 6 that were like prolonged periods, and like they would start out as like hypomanias into manias into like eventual getting into trouble, psychosis, hospitalized, in jail kind of stuff, okay? But they were all true, authentic awakenings. I was just too mind spiraling out of control, and the fear was just too prevalent, and then it would just like go down bad. But so that if you want to know the first seeing through the veil, go watch my awakening video, okay, where everything is nothingness. It's a great story. And then to understand the most recent one, the final one, if you want to call it that, when I first stepped into it, guys, I went through some Jesus in the devil and the devil in the wilderness kind of stuff. That's why I know how he went through it and what it looks like, the dialogue you're having, the back and forth of identifying the illusion for the final time and not letting the fear overtake you anymore. That you can kind of be in a fearful state, but it doesn't overwhelm you and dominate you so much to the point where like you have this full-blown panic attack and you can't. You guys know when you get scared and you have a panic attack, your body and yourself literally shuts down and you can't do stuff. You can't think. So is it better to be in a loving state where like you can just flow with life, or is it better to be fearful? The problem is people don't know how to look at the fear, identify it, and purge it. And that's what your spirituality path is. How can you purge it if you can't identify it? And how can you identify it if you don't reconcile it in some way? And how do you do that? Well, if anybody can put the 2 words that I always talk about in the chat, then you get a cookie. You get a beer. I buy you a beer when we hang out. The Bible and what Jesus was saying, ignoring the Old Testament. I focus on what Jesus. Yeah, that's what I do too, JJ. I don't ignore it. I think there's lots of truth in the Old Testament. There's also some small truth in the epistles and like the New Testament stuff. But like, why would I bother when Jesus' truth is so much more pure and direct? So yeah, whatever. I like reading. I just like reading all of this different stuff, guys. So like it doesn't. It's just like what I do as a hobby. It's like, oh, what am I gonna read? I'll read some mythology today. Oh, okay, cool. I don't. I'm not like doing it because I need to add. I'm like searching for the truth like I used to be. Now I just do it for fun. Oh, look at how they interpreted life through this lens of truth. How it was truthful for them, and it was, and that's how they tapped into their divine through that aspect. They're like, oh, look at this Krishna dude. He's pretty cool. I like the Bhagavad Gita. I think I'll sit down and read it for fun. Oh, how awesome to know that some other inspired soul lived once upon a time that was spitting out these noble truths. Amazing. The Bible is an allegorical guide to our human body, how it works, told through an, yeah, no, it's not any of those things, but okay. Well, we're all experiencing abundance now, but so many of us are experiencing an abundance of lack because, yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah. I mean, it's like you can have an abundant being with nothing. It's all perception. It's all attitude. When I was on the street, I didn't have nothing many times, and I was okay. It wasn't always sunshine and roses because it's like, guys, when you're on the street, I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of nasty shit out there in that homeless community. It's hard to keep your attitude and your spirit up when you're there. But I'm a force to fucking be reckoned with, so I don't give a fuck. I am the fucking hurricane, bro. And I mentioned this in my video. You are the hurricane. You are the tornado. You are the force of nature. Until you guys wake up to it, you don't get it. It's okay. Maybe one day you will. Live. Yes, dimensional. I agree. Live. Like when they discuss the land of milk and honey in the Bible, they're referring to the pineal. I mean, it's hard to know. I think people make these correlations of the pineal and pituitary glands because it's like readily accessible to us in our current reality because there's so much of a focus on the pineal and pituitary glands. There's too much stuff in this spiritual community that people think they have to do. Like I have to open my third eye and like sit down and like do these like pineal gland meditations, and it's like you don't need to do any of that stuff, guys. It's a waste of your time, honestly. Just meditate and be still, and you will see the third eye open up in front of you. It comes, and if you do it enough, very quickly it comes, and you see the portal, you see the light, and you can project through it, and you get the visions now, and you get the downloads, and you see it in your dreams, and you see it in your sleep. It's like all integrated and all interrelated through your whole life. I wouldn't be so dismissive. Okay, man. It's okay, Dennis. You guys have your own interpretation of stuff, and I have mine. Don't get offended. But how you guys are like drawing, like, see, it's like the same thing. It's exact equivalent to there's this book called the Bible Code, and that you can go and find codes in the Bible. If you look for something hard enough, guys, you can transform it and turn it into the lens of that perception that you're looking for. You can find any sign in anything that you're looking for based on whatever mental association and predisposition you have towards it. So Dennis, in your situation, you have your own internal disposition to want to look at the Bible that way. And I'm telling you, it's not even that, but you're naturally putting that association on it. And now you've turned it into a belief, and you might not. Now you might want to defend your belief and start chatting back and forth, and maybe even have a debate about it with me. You see what I'm saying? And it's okay if you do or if you don't. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is, it exists outside of that even that you guys think. It's just some people trying to put down truths, and they're not trying super hardcore to put codes and like lacing different associations with different stuff that you guys think is this. It's not like that. That's your own shit. It's not their shit. And when you see that, you'll see it. Yeah, the 12 disciples are an allegory. See what I mean? That's nonsense. If anything, it's going to be 12 disciples based on the 12 tribes of Israel. But sure. Now it's the allegory for the zodiac because there's a commonality in the zodiac. Do you see what I mean? You're drawing your associations based on whatever you think you want to draw it to. Cool. Yeah. If you want to do that, like, cool. but there's no truth in it. It's only as true as you believe it. And then like Jesus is the sun, and like this is the earth, and like you can draw whatever parallels you want, guys. Everything is interpreting God in terms of the physical. So you're always going to make these correlations because we're all in it. That's all we know. You see what I mean? Yes, the third eye, no. Focus on roots. Where did you come from? What made you who you are? They're all important, Christy. Honestly, the heart's the most important if you guys really want to focus on a chakra. Because everyone's judging and everyone's contaminating and everyone's heart is corrupted. Open your heart. That's why everyone talks about the heart. You take care of the heart, everything else aligns naturally. And even your chakra meditations, guys, they're not super important. They're important. Like they are a tool to use, but you can just be light, be love, and it'll all just unravel for you, and you don't have to try so hard. Hey Darius, do you have anything to say about anger? I think anger is overly demonized. Anger is impatience, but like there is the righteous anger, there is the wrathful anger that can be aligned with truth. It's just like a vengeful, destructive, pure, just like like no. So it's like an emphatic no. But it depends. It's basically intention, right? It's like, where is this anger coming from? Is it ultimately coming from a deep insecurity, and that's why I'm so angry because I feel powerless? People get angry because they feel powerless, that they can't control whatever's happening. And that's kind of why you have to learn to surrender and submit, because once you do that, then everything flows naturally, and there's nothing really ultimately to ever be angry about. I can still get angry, guys, but I'm not losing myself in the anger. And the anger that I do channel is going to be more close to the truth than it is going to be some kind of fearful fearful anger. You know what I mean? It's whatever. What do you think about working 9 to 5? I hate it. That's why I quit my job. Rebecca, if you get a chance, like go and watch some of my like recent videos. I talk about me going on my journey and my path, and like good. Thank you, Dennis, for not being offended. You were sharing your perspective. Yeah, absolutely. No, man. I don't think. No, it's all good. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Even if you guys do believe some of the stuff that I will call you out as being delusional, it's not going to hurt you. It's just going to temporarily, like, you're basically like putting your energy in the wrong basket. And it isn't even wrong, because nothing's wrong ever. It's just little detours, man. It's just little forks in the road. How can anything that you personally interpret and vibe with ever be wrong if you think about it? It's just that my own creation, my own where I'm created from, the portal that is Darius, is obviously not always going to align with whatever portal you are, whatever mirror you are, because you have your own lens and your own conditioning and your own programming and your own beliefs and stuff. There's always going to be misalignments, guys. But what matters is the core truth behind the final message that we're all spreading and sharing. Also heard one fella say it refers to the 12 crania. Sure, it can be anything. What's up, Just Jesco? Hello, Andrew. Mackenzie. We get too many expectations the more we know and think about it. Yeah, that's why I like did my 2 expectation videos. It's like we've normalized it. We've normalized it as a way of life. Expectations. Everyone's like, what's your 5-year plan? What are your goals? It's so utterly normalized. And I'm not saying that they're bad. Do away with them entirely. What I'm saying is recognize them for what they are. There isn't the end all be all, like, oh my God, I didn't achieve my goal, my life is over. Do you see how you set yourself up for disappointment? And you see how if you have a negative expectation, you're going to prevent yourself from even participating in life because you're stopping yourself from even trying because you automatically assume it's going to be a negative outcome. So you've given up on life basically without fully realizing it, just by having a simple little expectation that you're making. It's so innocent, this little expectation. It's so normalized. It's so, oh, everybody does it. We don't see our own insanity. Same energy with like the waiting video that I did. That waiting is a poison that you take every day and you don't realize it. What is this hair doing? This one little hair. Okay. All right. The fan behind you looks like it's a halo. It's a sign. Guys, you couldn't begin to limit the Bible and what it is or what it isn't. This is about a subjective experience. Guys, it's like if the Bible were disappeared, nobody ever heard from the Bible again. Okay? And then you replace it with the Bhagavad Gita and my teachings and then Eckhart Tolle's books, and that's all you had as the truth that the world has had access to. You could still find yourself to the same truths, and somebody eventually would come along and start spewing the same shit that the Bible is spewing. And you guys don't get that because it's all the same root energy. You've mythologized the Bible into this thing, and you have no fucking clue. There's this book called Conversations with God. Neil Donald Walsh or Donald Neil Walsh, something like that. Read the book. Read the first one especially, but you can read all three. Read it. He talks about that these scriptures that you guys think are so utterly fucking holy and perfect, it's not it. It's just pointing to the truth, man. You've assigned some like super overwhelming significance to these spiritual scriptures that are so utterly. That's why I said my video, the Bible is not the word of God. It has some truths. Some of it is inspired. Some of it will get you there. But you've put it up on the pedestal just like we put up these prophets and chosen ones on the pedestal. And if you keep doing that, then you're limiting yourself by default and you don't realize it. You're making yourself less than this book or this prophet. I can't possibly know what the Bible is. It's infinite. Oh, is it? Is it? How infinite is it when it's words? The delusion. Christy, you're totally lovable just because you exist. Thank you, Melanie. How do you define awakening? Awakening, I mean, like, how can you put a definition on a feeling? Your intuition comes forward and your mind recedes. How about that? You have actually arrived. I love being part of the live today. I learn a lot by being here. Thank you, guys. If you guys came halfway, you can always go and watch the first half when the recording comes out. Do subliminals work? Yeah, thank you, Dennis. You know how like you have affirmations and stuff, guys? You don't need them, but they can be helpful because you are like reprogramming your mind by doing it. Why? Because what happens is when you say this positive thing, you start to associate yourself with it. And then you start hearing the energy, the energetic blueprint of what that voice is, what that thought is, what your conscience is. That's what it is. And then now the fear comes in and you're like, oh, I noticed that. It's in contradiction to that loving thought. I'm going to keep putting these, it's basically a prayer, guys, an affirmation. You're praying, you're using your voice and saying, this is how it is. This is what I am. I am that I am. I am love. I am a beautiful, powerful woman. I'm a beautiful, powerful man. You know, like you get in front of the mirror even, right? And you're conditioning, you're programming yourself to. But ultimately, it's also illusory because you're conditioning and programming yourself. So what I'm going to recommend is that if you're going to do the affirmations, notice the energetic blueprint of it. Notice its positivity, okay? when you get downloads in the future, when you get God, when you have conversations of your own with God, which is how I live my life, okay, you're never going to have God come in with nasty shit. He's not going to color it in some fearful way. Okay? So if you have a fearful thought, a fearful anything, it's an illusion, it's a lie, it's the devil, it's whatever you want to call it. God is always encouraging. Your spirit team, your ancestors, your angels, your beings, your spirit guides, they drop in thoughts for you all the time. They're going to sound like, Darius, we love you. Darius, you are protected always. Darius, you know this. Darius, that. Like, you are loved beyond measure. It's always uplifting, it's always encouraging, it's always loving, and it's aligned with that energy all the time. It's never going to feed you bullshit. That's why your affirmations get you close to that alignment, because you start noticing that, hey, this positive stuff that's coming in is me. I'm more predisposed to be positive and conscious on that level. And that fear that came in, it was an external thing that I adopted, and it let it take up space in me. Internet reloaded, try reading the master key system. You are perfectly imperfect, yes, and you are imperfectly perfect. We're as powerful as any other, yes. I need to interpret via a secular lens. If you say so. I'm not a secularist at all. But I mean, there's no denying that there is logic and reason, and that we're endowed with this reasoning mind as a tool. It's just that we go too far in the extreme of the reasoning mind. And now we think we can overanalyze everything into its little bits and pieces and chop up this entirety and not explain the true nature of reality that way. It doesn't work that way. Never will. Letting go of all of the illusions, which is everything. Yes. Words are magic. Yes. Yes. You can put a spell on people. Even the fearful words can put a spell on people. Why do you think they propagate in the propaganda the fear narrative on the news? It sells. Because people are too detached from the love, so it's like it doesn't. You almost have to be searching for it to vibe with it. If all you know is suffering, and you see some more suffering on TV, the alignment place that you're in with the suffering is going to vibe more with that news message that comes in that's fearful. And you're like, oh, yes, that's how it is. I agree. Look how crazy everything is out there. It's all such a scary place that we live in. And it's not that way. You don't have to be in that scary reality, guys. You don't. Let the peace come in. Do the meditation. Do the prayer. I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Till I'm blue matches this blue shirt. Meditate and pray. My life has been a prayer, yeah. What language does God use to communicate? Whatever language you use. But not even that. God is infinite. God can communicate with you. That's why if you haven't watched my signs video, Dimensional, go watch it. God can use anything. God can use a TV. God can use the internet. God can use music. God can use images, feelings, intuitions. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be just a voice. But we are more predisposed to notice the voice and the thought because we're always placing our attention there. So if you have this intrusive thought, and intrusive thoughts in the modern, psychobabble shit is just fearful thoughts that come in from seemingly from nowhere. It's a negative download. It's basically the devil coming in and fucking with you, and you don't recognize it for what it is. God can also do the positive intrusive thought, guys. And then you're going to notice it, and you're like, where did that come from? One time I was gambling with my friends. We go to the casino, and we're playing roulette, and I was broke. I was working at Radio Shack at the time. This is like in the late 2000s, early 2010s, okay? And I'm broke. I only have like $20. But I'm like, hey, what does it hurt? Let's go to the casino. Me and Danny B, okay, and my other friend from Libya is like I had a roommate that I was staying with, and he had his brother Ziyad who had come in and he was staying with us. Okay, so it was me, Ziyad, and Danny B. Okay, and I worked with Danny B at Radio Shack. So we go to the casino, and at this time I'm living in Seattle, so we go to like some casino north of Seattle, north of like Shoreline, and I'm broke and I don't have enough money to like pay this whatever I need to pay. And I remember thinking, I'm like, what could it hurt? So we have a good time. I have like $20, and we go sit and play roulette. Okay, and I had like like you can $2 bets, $5 bets, $10 bets, whatever. I think the lowest bet was like $2. Okay, and I wasn't a huge gambler. I never have been. So, but I'm sitting there and I'm watching these people play, and I get this download come in. It says 24, clear as day. Just the number 24. I heard it like it was God coming in and saying, Darius 24. It was like as if one of you came up to me and whispered 24 in my ear. I'm like, okay. I put $2 on 24. Nobody else is placing any bets. So everyone's watching my bet. And it's spinning. And my friends are like, okay, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I got a hunch. I put it on 24. It spins. It hits 24 and my friends lose their shit. And I knew it was going to happen. I saw it. It was a premonition. So God's like, hey man, here's $70 that you need. I got your back. And it just came in. And I can't explain it. It's how my life has been. Always. I always get little nudges pointing me and doing weird, mini miracles, whatever you want to call it. Mini manifestations. That's how powerful we are, guys. If you're aligned. It doesn't have to happen just occasionally. It can be an entire life of miraculousness. But that's the thing. When your whole life is a miracle, then how do you differentiate between the miracles? The miracles come in to be the awe-inspiring, oh my God. That's how you denote it. That's how you differentiate it. That's how it stands out. So yeah, to go back to dimensional, God can use anything to communicate with you. And when you're aligned, you are going to be more in the, even if you're not fully aligned, you don't have to be like fully there, like, oh, I'm Jesus reborn. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be Buddha. You don't have to be some holy monk. You don't have to be Babaji's son. Okay? You guys have this right now. If you're paying attention to me, you're already on the path. You're already kind of awakened. You already, if it's vibing with you, if you get it, you're there. You're just outside. The door is about to open and you're about to walk through, believe it or not. And it might be 2 months, it might be 6 months, it might be 5 years, but it's here. And your whole path is leading you to it. Are you going to go and seize it? But yeah, like, you're there, man. You're so right there. So you don't have to be special. You don't have to be awakened to see these signs. They're embedded in the very nature of the reality that you find yourself in. You don't have to go to the Bible to look for signs. The reality that's playing in front of you is the sign, man. You are the sign yourself. You are the force of fucking nature. When you get that, you're like, wow, I get what all this shit Darius was talking about, man. I get it finally. It makes sense. I see it. I'm living that now. I 100% agree, Darius. How could I not? This truth that resonates. How could I not agree with it? I'd be living a lie if I didn't agree with it. Yeah, God is unconditional love, but we also get in trouble with the idea of love because love is also the duality, guys. God is also fear. And because we're so predisposed to wanting to think that God is only love, we don't recognize that God is also the fear because we have a separate word and name for it called the devil. And you think that the God and the devil exist in the same thing, but literally the devil is within God. It's just duality. God is all of it. God is the profanity. God is the nasty shit too. You guys don't get it. God isn't only love. But we're more aligned with the love. God is closer there. When you're not here physically, there's no fear up there. So, yes, it is more, but it's not even love. It's just peace, which is the platform on which the love and the fear stand. And now, when you guys get that foundational light of peace and serenity you are, then it's the rooted stillness I keep talking about in my videos that you carry around with you. It's just you're just observing life through that lens of peace. And then you see the negative and you see the positive very easily, and it bounces back and forth to duality, and it's just a little play. And you're just a little participant. You're an actor in the play. And you're like, oh, how do I want this to look? What can I say to influence this moment? How can I choose to act or be or whatever? And you're just flowing with it. It's not a constant no. It's not a constant fear to this present moment, however it's playing out. Guys, the awakened state, somebody asked what awakening is. It's just non-resistance. That's all it is. How are you going to keep fighting life? Like, everything's a struggle, a fight. Everything's a fight. Like, how much are you going to fight life, guys? How much? Before you get sick of it. And you submit. God, you beat me into submission. I bend the fucking knee, man. Like, we'll have crying spells. Like, why isn't life working out for me? God. Why, God? Don't you see that I'm praying? Oh, my God, I'm by myself and I'm praying, God. You beat me into submission with this damn life, God. And what choice do you have but to just say, yes, sir, may I have another? He's just beating the fucking crap out of you. And it's not even him, it's just you yourself beating yourself to death because you just refuse to wake up. Because you refuse to notice the suffering that's trying to lead you to your path. And then you're like, well, I went on this path, Darius, and I'm still suffering. Well, yeah, man. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, you're the 1 in 1,000, the 1 in 10,000, the 1 in a million that has grace literally take a dump on you, and now you've awakened, and you don't have to try. No, the rest of us got to try. I had to go through 25 years of hell to wake the fuck up. You think you're going to be just magically pardoned? You see what I'm saying? You're like, hey, God, I don't want to even have to try. I'm going to be born the silver spoon. Best life from the beginning, and I'm just awakened, right? Like Jesus was born from the virgin, and he was just perfect from the beginning, guys. He never suffered. Get the fuck out of here. To just be 51% aligned, yeah, it's good enough. Having an attitude of gratitude throughout the day, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. When I keep saying search for the inspiration, this inspiration gets you to the place of gratitude. It's like the bridge of inspiration that leads to gratitude, that leads you to prayer, that leads you to like authentic, sincere prayer. When I pray, I'm only giving thanks, God. I don't really care, God, I need this, God, I need that. God knows what I need. He brings whatever I need. All I'm saying is thanks, bro. And he's like, thanks, Darius, for living out this reality for me. Thanks for continuing to participate in my grand experience. He's like, thank you. And as a thank you to you, bro, I got you covered. You're protected. I got your back. Fist bump, right? Like, I'm going to fist bump every one of you. Fist bump, right? Like, I got you, bro. Like, it's like that. It's a symbiotic relationship. And people feel detached from God, and they have to pray to God and a God outside of you. You don't think that you inside are God. God's outside of you that you pray to. And now it creates the duality, a relationship with God. My God is a good God. I have a relationship, a personal relationship with God. But you don't realize that you're praying to yourself when you pray. And that's why you don't even have to be a believer of a religion. You can be an atheist. You don't even have to believe in God. All you have to do is believe in yourself, because you are the God of your life. And God doesn't care if you're atheist or not. That's why he allows it. God does not demand his worship, guys. He doesn't give a fuck if you worship him or not. It's just that by worshiping and being grateful, you're more aligned with that energy. And then now your manifestation and the signs flow in that much easier. It becomes more peaceful. It becomes more fun, more serene. That's all. Thank you, Dominic. Exactly, Melanie. Bet he had the best teachers of ancient Egypt. Yeah. Which teachers and who's he? Jesus, I honestly don't think he went to Egypt. I think he was born and raised in Israel. And I think all of those little childhood stories and all of the virgin and all of the resurrection and all of that stuff was added on to make him seem greater than. And I think that because he was such a fucking Jew, through and through, all of his teachings pointed back to he interpreted the law. Guys, do you realize how much of a genius he was? Do you realize it? He's a spiritual genius. He took the Israel Jewish faith and customs from Moses through Elijah, through all the great prophets, and he turned it into his own message. He repeated a lot of the same stuff, but he turned it into something entirely new and dynamic and truth. And then everybody comes in with their own ideations about, no, he couldn't have possibly reached this state of being just by being a Jew. He had to have gone to India and trained with the yogis. If anything, it's more likely that he trained with the Dead Sea people, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the guys, the Qumran dudes, the Essenes, because there's a lot of commonality in his message with the Essenes. And if you read some of Dolores Cannon's work, she even has a couple books on how Jesus was there, and some guy that she puts to sleep, or some woman that she puts to sleep through hypnosis, goes back to a lifetime where they look and see that like they're the teacher of Jesus or something, and then Jesus and John the Baptist were both learning in Qumran, and then they grew up but I don't even know that that's necessarily true. That could also be an illusion. But if anything, that's going to be more aligned than the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus, for example, which just has him go on all these trials and all these different places and all these different things, and he's doing this and that. Jesus was where he was at. He was a worker bee. He was a low-level nothing. He was a loser, guys. When they're like, yo, who the fuck is this dude coming from Nazareth? How can anything good come out of Nazareth? They're like, who the fuck is this bum-ass motherfucker coming and causing up a stir and talking all this truth and captivating all these fucking people with his message? How could this thing, this lower-than-life human, come and give us any truth when I'm supposed to look to the Pharisees and the Sadducees for my truth? You guys want to know the real Jesus? Watch my videos. I'll tell you all about him. I know it. I see it. It's the lens I see through things. I see it very easily, how he did live his life and how he didn't, and all the illusory extra shit that people put on it. I actually thought, and so I want you guys to understand something about me, and I'm going to leave this here, okay? I need money, guys. Like, I'm not doing this out of like 100% the goodness of my heart. I do need donations, and I do need money. But I'm also never going to put my teachings behind a fucking paywall. I think all of the stuff that I put up should be available to anybody if they want to see it. So I'm never going to have memberships that, like, members only shit. I'm never going to put up, and I thought, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a series on Jesus. Jesus on the Holy Spirit, Jesus on the Son of God, Jesus on this, Jesus on that. And I'm just going to have like a series, and then people can go and buy episodes of it or whatever. And then they can learn about Jesus, the true Jesus, how I see him, and probably one of the more accurate ones that you'll come across, okay? But I don't want to hide it. So it's like it's like you guys kind of have to meet me halfway, and it's like if you guys feel inclined to donate, then you're going to donate. But the reason I'm doing this stuff, I want it available to everyone, and that's why I'm not going to start a membership or whatever. I can't do that. I would be a hypocrite. I would be in direct contradiction to the message. It needs to be available to everybody. It can't be paywalled. It can't be subscriber-only bullshit. You can't. This needs to be available to everybody because we all need to wake up. And so if I'm going to like pick and choose based on who has money and who is drawn most to Jesus' teachings, that's why I'm embedding the truths of Jesus, and I'm talking about little portions of him in all of my videos. Because if you happen to watch one video, you're going to get a little slice of Jesus in there. And if you watch the totality of all my videos, you're going to have a very comprehensive understanding of what I think about Jesus And then you're going to be like, holy shit, I never thought about it that way. He's got a point. Or maybe not. Whatever. I am love, I am peace, I am abundance. Yes. Thank you, Just Jesco. Yeah, he was a chill motherfucking Jew. You think Jesus visited? No, I don't, Donnie. I think that India and Tibet and the Greeks and all of these trade routes came to Jerusalem, and I think that he met a lot of wise people and he interacted with people, and I think he might have picked up a few things that way because Buddhism was already established by then. He might have heard of the Buddha and stuff. I think it's very possible all of these things were intermingling, guys. It was this Mesopotamian, Judean, Greek, just whole Mediterranean area of melting pot of information through trade routes. So I think he did learn some stuff. But I think 95%, 90% of who he was and what he spoke came from the Jewish faith, which came from Mesopotamian stuff, Sumeria, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, man. Like that's like, come on, man. That's very borrowed, like Noah's Ark and stuff. Very borrowed. I mean, it's obvious, guys. And then like Zoroastrianism was impactful, and I'm sure even some Egyptian stuff was impactful in how the Jews framed their freaking religion. But it didn't codify, it didn't solidify until a few 500 years before Jesus showed up. So for those hundreds and thousands of years, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds and even 1,000 years before the 500 and the captivity in Babylon, they were a much more free-flowing religion. Anyway, thank you, Melanie, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Myth tied to every group ever to come into contact. I think the biggest training is going into... Yeah, guys, I went on my isolation tour, so it's not uncommon. You are doing great. I don't know about the money thing. It will come, don't worry. I'm not worried. I'm really not. I'm provided for always. Even if you guys never hear from me again, even if I have to shut down my channel and like I'm off doing my own thing, I'm cool, guys. Believe me. I don't need money. I'll always find my way. I actually vibe more with just being the vagabond freaking guy that's like traveling kind of Jesus style. He embedded that in me to just walk. And if people want to hang out, they can. And wherever I am, and wherever they are, they are. And everyone's a soulmate on that journey. Everyone you come across in each moment is your soulmate, whether you guys recognize it or not. There's a beauty to it, man. It's untouchable. It is an unmatchable beauty to this place that you live. It transcends everything. I hope you guys get there with me one day. I really do. Come hang out. No, Donnie, you come hang out in the U.S., man. If I'm ever in Holland, Donnie, I'll hook you. I'll come check you out. Where are you at? You in Amsterdam? Got it. And you should not create a members. Oh, okay. If you say so, Sue. Oh, thank you, Sue. Sue, thank you very, very much. In the South, Breda. Donnie, if I come, you're gonna meet me in Amsterdam, bro, and we're gonna go to the red light district, and we're gonna go be a bunch of hooligans. I'm gonna be Jesus in the freaking drinking the wine with like the fucking sinners, bro. It's gonna be me. Let's go, guys. Guys. I'm gonna get like 100 of us, and we're just gonna go to fucking Vegas and tear that shit up. We're gonna have a good old time. We're gonna like purge the Sin City from within. Let's go. Thank you, Sue. I really appreciate both of you guys for donating. Thank you. Thank you, Melanie. All right, guys, I'm going to log off, man. It's time to go watch the second half of the NBA Finals. Let's see if Indiana can pull off the upset, though I'm doubtful. I have no idea what's going on, what the score is. I do like basketball. I like sports in general, so that's fun. I get to hang out with my uncle. We watch the game, shoot the shit, pet the dogs, eat some chips and stuff or whatever, have fun. Anyway, I appreciate all of you guys for showing up. If you guys want to help me out, get the word out. Share my channel with someone else. Maybe they like me, maybe they subscribe and they follow. That's all you got to do. You don't even have to. Just enjoy me. Keep me for yourselves, guys. You're like, I don't want to share Darius with my friends. No, like you have your like spiritual teachers out there. You're like, I don't want like these spiritual teachers to get found out about. It's like kind of like I remember when I found that music group and they before they were mainstream and like I was one of the first people that knew about them. So you like the first 2,000 people that followed me. You guys are like the first like on the ground with Darius before he blew up big. Who gives a fuck? I don't, but just enough is just to make just to squeak by and a living, guys. Anything more than that's gravy. I don't. I just need the basics covered, right? Like any of us. I think that's where we should be. Just get the basics going, man. That's all you need. All right. I'm ending the stream. If you have anything else to say, you have 30 seconds to say it, guys. Wordy, you just showed up. Wordy, you're gonna have to go watch the replay. Good night, Donnie. Get some sleep, man. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Sue, again for your donations. Just Jasco, thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out for most of the stream. Appreciate it. You guys take care. Next stream is going to be on Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. All right? Take care, everyone.